war. The first one is from Sonny in Oregon, who's asking about two of the better rifles used in the war. He wants to know
qual a diferença entre os rifles Springfield da União e os Enfield dos Confederados.
Well, listen up, maggots, because I'm only going to do this once. Did they call them maggots back in those days?
Antes que comecem a perguntar, deixem-me dizer que esta cena não é real. Johnny Reb e Billy Young estão atuando para que possamos explicar o funcionamento das armas. Muitas armas leves foram empregadas durante a guerra, mas os rifles mais usados foram os Enfield dos Confederados e os Springfield da União.
I can tell by the uniform that you are Johnny Reb in this situation. And you're armed with which rifle?
Gunny, I'm armed with the pattern 1853 British Enfield rifle. It's .577 caliber, has an effective range of 250 to 300 yards, and it's a muzzle loader.
How do you load it?
Well, first of all, Gunny, you take the cartridge out of your cartridge box, you tear off the little paper tail, pour the powder down the barrel, seat the ball, you then draw the rammer, seat the whole cartridge, replace the rammer, you bring the rifle up to the ready, put a cap on the cone, and you're ready to go.
And this rifle, what's going on with this one?
Gunny, this is the 1861 rifle, Springfield. It's a 58 caliber. The sights on it are a little bit shorter than the Enfield. It's a little bit heavier. It's definitely a better shot, I think. You can draw it in a little bit tighter into the shoulder, unlike the Enfield. But most of your federal troops were armed with the 1861 Springfield.
O modelo Springfield americano foi feito com base no projeto do Enfield britânico. Não é surpresa que sejam similares. Mas como os confederados foram derrotados usando o rifle inglês? Porque os Springfield eram produzidos em Springfield e em Massachusetts, fora do alcance para a maioria dos confederados. Eles tinham de atravessar o Atlântico para conseguir as armas. Ambos os rifles tinham raias nos canos que faziam a bala girar quando disparadas. Este giro mantinha a trajetória retilínea do projétil. Por esta razão, os rifles eram bem mais precisos do que as espingardas sem raias que os precederam. Tanto o Springfield quanto o Enfield disparava um projétil redondo conhecido como mini-bola. Pode parecer inexpressivo, mas não há nada de mini nos projéteis. Eles receberam esse nome de seu inventor, Claude Mini. Os projéteis dilatam para aderir às raias do cano da arma, o que ajudava a aumentar a precisão. Para quem estava sendo alvejado, isso significava muita dor. Parece que temos um empate aqui. Estou ansioso por testá-las.
How about we go fire these weapons? Let me test them out, and I'll decide which one is the best one.
Sounds first rate.
Okay, Johnny Reb, how about that I try out this Enfield the first thing right off the bat here? Well, boys, I think I got a bullseye there. That's pretty sweet. Has quite a nice kick to it as well. All right, let's try this Springfield rifle. Made in America. Let's see how this one works. A little bit high, about this much high, at 12 o'clock. I like that rifle. Wow! Both weapons, I think, are basically really outstanding weapons. It's the dope behind the rifle that determines where the round goes. Hoorah! The boys also brought along another piece of real American history. This is the Model 1842 Springfield single-shot muzzleloader. It was the last smoothbore musket made for the military, and even though it was 20 years old by the time the Civil War rolled around, it could still dish out a world of hurt. So, let's check it out.
Se as espingardas sem raia tinham precisão menor do que a dos rifles, por que mencionar a Springfield 1842? Bem, esta arma foi a versão para a Guerra Civil de uma espingarda que disparava uma combinação de projéteis calibre 69 e munição grossa com grande poder de impacto.
And I know what you like, watermelons. Whoa, not too bad. Did I say world of hurt? Was I mistaken? I don't think so! You know, I like this weapon okay, but when it comes to firepower, well, you know the gunny is always looking for something with a little more girth. So, not too long ago, I decided to take a little trip down to Old Virginia. Answer an email question from Doug in Wesley, Massachusetts. He asked for a blow-by-blow breakdown on how to fire a Civil War artillery piece. Well, Doug, you got to be careful what you wish for around here.
Bem, eu não fui à Virgínia. Em vez disso, juntei-me a alguns historiadores conhecidos como Richmond Howitzers. Eles ainda estão acertando alvos com canhões da Guerra Civil.
Fire! Now, what is this weapon? What is it called?
This is a 10-pounder Parrott gun, named after Robert P. Parrott of West Point Foundry, who developed the design shortly before the Civil War.
Load!
São necessários 5 homens para operar o canhão. Cada artilheiro é identificado por um número. O número 1 limpa a câmara do canhão, retirando as cinzas quentes, evitando uma explosão durante a recarga. O número 2 pega a munição do número 5 e coloca-a na arma. O número 1 empurra a carga para o interior do cano. O atirador faz a mira, ajusta a elevação e instrui o número 3 caso a arma precise ser movimentada para a direita ou para a esquerda. O número 3 então coloca o dispositivo de disparo. O número 4 insere o detonador e então, após o comando, a corda é puxada. Nada mal. Acertamos um pouco à esquerda do centro do alvo. O coice do disparo é realmente forte e deixou o canhão totalmente fora do lugar. Precisei dos rapazes para colocá-lo novamente em posição para o disparo.
Basically, what we have here is just a regular old peep sight.
Exactly. The sights that were on the Civil War artillery pieces were basically just simply large rifle sights.
We move the tailstock to the left. More. More. When they're lined up, the gun is ready. The gun has been sighted. We are ready to fire. Let's get out from here. I want to be able to see that round hit. Ready? Fire! We got the black. However, we're off in the white a little bit too. Now, I guess we should let someone who really knows what they're doing do everything and put it right in the middle of the black, the target. Ready? Fire! Well, you know, we've shot the weapon 3 times. We've hit the black 3 times. 3 out of 3, the way I figured, and my little brain says that's 100% effectiveness. Hurrah, guys, you did good. Hurrah! Civil War cannon cockers could fire a devastating round called canister. It was basically a tin can filled with steel balls that turned the cannon into a giant shotgun. Canister definitely took the civil out of Civil War.
O pão de cada dia. A iguaria adorada pelo ser humano.
Human being is just another one of the 4, 5, or 6 factors that are integral to the science and art of cheesemaking.
A criação dos deuses.
The time of year where all of our hard work from an entire year kind of comes to fruition.
Uma noite de sublime prazer em maravilhas modernas, pão, queijo e vinho. Esta noite, a partir das 8, por History.
Be exceptional, homme exceptionnel, the new fragrance by Montblanc.
Car don't seem to want to run worth it. It died on us. Don't let this betray my hooking abilities. Kind of a day altogether.
You just figured if I'm out here working and I'm getting logs, I'm making money. It's not that way. Didn't matter if he's my kid or not. If he ain't gonna work, he ain't gonna work here.
Dia após dia, eles fazem história, desafiando o perigo. Lenhadores, na próxima quinta, às 23 horas, por History. Esses homens ficaram conhecidos por sua barbárie.
It was as though the gates of hell had been thrown open.
Escreveram a sua história com sangue.
What would the Vikings have seen here well over 1,000 years ago?
Mundos Perdidos, Os Vikings. Neste domingo, às 10 da noite, por History.
He was out there, well, basically looting and pillaging and buying up what he could. I think he was a thief. The Scroll of Ani is rightly one of the most famous copies of the Book of the Dead.
It is a book for the dead because it tells us about what the dead will face in the afterlife.
The Book of the Dead was a kind of guidebook for the deceased and a book of spells and to aid the deceased in his journey through the afterlife.
You know, back in the Civil War, the cavalry was a fast, hard-hitting, elite unit like Special Forces are today. So, let's answer an email from Drew in Baltimore, Maryland. He's asking, how was man and horse outfitted for battle back in those days? Good question, Drew.
Para respondê-la, tivemos de selar um cavalo e nos dirigir ao Forte Tejon, nas montanhas ao norte de Los Angeles, Califórnia. 150 anos atrás, os soldados da cavalaria americana se alojavam aqui. Hoje o forte é um parque estadual de história viva. Estes atores no forte são cavaleiros experientes e conhecem bem a rotina da cavalaria do século XIX. Na Guerra Civil, em um primeiro momento, a cavalaria não foi muito apreciada, sendo utilizada principalmente em missões de reconhecimento e entrega de mensagens. Mas os generais de ambos os lados logo perceberam que a cavalaria poderia ser eficiente nos campos de batalha.
As the war progressed, they found out how effective a cavalry charge could be, and I don't think there's anything that's more awesome than having an entire regiment of 900 to 1,200 men riding down on horseback. That will turn an infantryman in a second.
Para garantir a eficácia em campo, a cavalaria precisava de equipamentos especiais. Além da sela, a primeira coisa que você precisava ter era um bom revólver, uma arma eficiente em combates a curta distância e fácil de mirar. Os soldados do norte e do sul utilizavam o mesmo tipo de revólver.
The equipment that the soldier would carry into combat would be the pistol, the model 1860 Army, 6-shot, 44 caliber, good for probably about 75 yards. It's rifled, very effective weapon.
Quando a cavalaria precisava de um pouco mais de poder de fogo, utilizava a carabina Sharps 1859. A carabina era menor e mais leve do que um rifle normal. Por isso, era mais fácil de ser disparada em movimento. Mas os soldados também podiam utilizá-las em solo.
This is attached using a carbine sling, and this hangs on our shoulder at all times.
E também havia a arma que um cavaleiro esperto sempre mantinha à mão: um grande e afiado sabre. Nos dias da Guerra Civil, o sabre foi importante como arma de último recurso, usado no calor da batalha quando não havia tempo suficiente para recarregar o rifle. A lâmina do sabre era curva para que não ficasse presa no corpo do inimigo quando ele caísse do cavalo.
I attach it high when we walk. When I mount the horse, I would drop it down into the lower position in order to ride the horse.
Os confederados eram constantemente superados em armas pelas forças da União porque o governo federal estava realizando um bloqueio naval no sul. Armas de fogo populares, como o rifle Enfield, conseguiam entrar, mas as armas especiais eram difíceis de passar. Mas houve exceções. Centenas de confederados conseguiram colocar as mãos nos poderosos revólveres franceses Lamette. A maioria dos revólveres na época tinha capacidade para 6 disparos. O Lamette portava 9 cartuchos. Possuía uma câmara adicional embaixo do cano que também disparava um projétil.
There were about 2,500 of them that made it through the blockade that were used by infantry officers used them and quite a few cavalrymen used them.
Como as missões duravam vários dias, os cavaleiros precisavam carregar muitas coisas além das armas. Tinham necessidade de levar suprimentos e equipamentos não só para eles, mas também para os cavalos. Este é o equipamento básico da época. Uma sela 1859 McClellan, cobertores e bolsas para tudo, desde comida a ferraduras extras para os cavalos. Ao todo, o equipamento pesava 28 quilos. Isso significava que os cavaleiros não podiam exceder os 65 quilos.
The maximum that you had on that horse was 200 pounds. If you were more than 140 pounds, you were an artilleryman or an infantryman. You didn't go in the cavalry.
Hoje em dia, provavelmente recrutaríamos jockeys para o serviço. Por volta de 1863, o norte industrial havia aperfeiçoado sua máquina de guerra e podia manter a cavalaria bem suprida com roupas e armas novas. Mas não havia muitas fábricas no sul rural. Mesmo com equipamentos similares, os confederados encontravam-se em grande desvantagem.
Ours is a lot older than yours. We don't get quite the same issue that you get.
How many pairs of drawers do you get a year?
One.
One? Okay.
And that one's lasted me 2.5 years.
Okay.
Para ambos os lados, a cavalaria provou ser uma arma inestimável. Uma força de ataque ágil, capaz de infligir muitas baixas.
No question about it, they had some pretty cool gear back then. But what about their grub? Stan in Tacoma Park, Maryland, shot me an email asking, what did the Civil War version of an MRE look like?
O principal elemento na dieta do soldado era a carne de porco salgada. Não exatamente a especial de colesterol baixo, a carne era fácil de se preparar. Junto com ela tínhamos o que é considerada a primeira ração oficial de combate, o hardtack.
Hardtack is a water and simple wheat biscuit. It was manufactured in great quantities by both the Union and Confederate sides. The average soldier would get 9 or 10 of these biscuits a day.
Mas os biscoitos, geralmente feitos meses antes, eram tão duros que os soldados os apelidaram de quebra-dentes e biscoitos de ferro. Para amolecê-los, os biscoitos eram mergulhados na água e misturados ao sal e à gordura de porco para adquirir gosto.
Everybody had their own way of cooking this particular dish. Some would just fry the biscuit in the fat. Others would mash it up like this, make it into something that looks like a modern-day pancake and fry it.
Isto parece bom, mas qual será o gosto?
No matter how this thing goes down, there is absolutely nothing that you can't fix with Louisiana hot sauce, boys. Now, there we go. That is tasty.
I must have been the only person in the world who didn't know who she was.
Disappearance of the world's most famous.
It's beautiful up here.
Who are you?
I love that.
Come away with me.
No one can tell a dream.
And then she was gone. Her kiss, her smile, her perfume.
Existem aqueles que precisam de um pequeno empurrão para deixar seu aparelho descartável. Até descobrirem Gillette Mach 3 Turbo Victory. Suas 3 lâminas corte diamante e sua fita extra lubrificante te dão um barbear mais rente e suave que qualquer descartável. Experimente a suavidade de Gillette Mach 3 Turbo Victory.
So they would have intentionally collapsed this part of the cage? Yes. In order to hide what?
O último e mais terrível segredo.
If Hitler had a doomsday device, this would be the logical area for him to keep it, in these caves. So here, right in the center of Europe, might have been the doomsday machine. And maybe maybe museum. Right here.
O último segredo de Hitler. Praga, em Cidades Ocultas. Amanhã, às 23 horas, por History.
Pretty nervous moments here coming up in the next. The road's deteriorating. The ice is going out, getting thinner and thinner. We still haven't finished our chores. She's slick. Every time I just fucking touch the gas, she's getting...
It's fucking getting slippery though. Sun shining on, polishing it up.
There's a lot of big cracks. I don't like cracks. Cracks feel sick to have. Don't see me fall.
Caminhoneiros do Gelo. Episódio inédito. Na próxima quinta, às 10 da noite, por History.
Bigger than anything I've ever seen. Incredible. I'm gonna go in there and take a look.
I got an email from Nathan in Placerville, California, asking about the, well, should I say, unique uniforms worn by the 5th New York Volunteer Infantry. The 5th New York were known as the Zouaves. And Nathan wants to know, hey, Gunny, what's the deal with those dopey-looking outfits? Dopey? You pay attention to me, you misinformed civilian puke. It's time for me to square your butt away.
Naquela época, os voluntários formavam suas próprias unidades e alguns deles decidiram usar os chamativos uniformes Zouaves. A Quinta Nova York, formada por homens de Manhattan e Long Island, também era conhecida por Zouaves de Duryea. Eles figuravam entre os mais bem vestidos, na minha opinião.
Too often in our history books we talk about the Civil War being blue and gray, and so we like to bring a little color into the battle reenactments.
Do início na África do Norte durante a colonização francesa até o declínio, pouco antes da Primeira Guerra Mundial, os Zouaves foram os soldados mais extravagantes da história. O capitão mencionará alguns pontos quanto ao estilo.
We'd like to show some of the distinctive features that make this a unique uniform. What we'll start off with is the fez up on top with the yellow tassel. The men were issued this, but it was not well liked because when the sun shone, of course you got sunburned. When it rained, you got wet, and it had a tendency to fall off in combat. Then we have the distinctive tight-fitting jacket here with what we call the tombeau, the embellishment on the jacket. Wrapped around his waist is a sash. It is 10 feet long, and it is quite cumbersome for the soldier to put on, and he needs a partner. He's got his waist accoutrement belt here. He's got SNY for the state of New York. Some people call it snotty-nosed Yankees. We have, of course, the baggy pants that the Zouaves are most known for, very loose. He also has down at the bottom of his legs the white leggings, and covering those what are called jambières that help hold the uniform together, the pants and the leggings. So this is the basic Zouave-style uniform.
A história dos Zouaves é tão colorida quanto os seus uniformes.
The Zouaves come from a tribe called the Zouaves from North Africa. In 1830s, the French colonized North Africa and brought in the Zouaves into their military service. The uniform, very gallant and gaudy, quickly became a favorite with the soldiers, and the ranks swelled.
Suas conquistas heróicas na Guerra da Crimeia no decênio de 1850 também ajudaram a torná-los famosos. Logo, a reputação dos Zouaves chegou aos Estados Unidos.
Just prior to the American Civil War in 1861, a man by the name of Elmer Ellsworth toured the Northeast with a Zouave drill team, and this started what we call the Zouave craze.
Rapidamente, voluntários americanos de ambos os lados da Guerra Civil formaram dúzias de pelotões Zouave.
New York and Pennsylvania is where you see the largest contingents of Zouaves because they were rich states and could afford the expensive uniforms. However, there are actually some Zouaves from Louisiana because of the French Creole influence there, going back to the original Zouaves.
Mas Ellsworth, o homem que iniciou a febre zuavo americana, não viveu para ver a guerra. Ele foi alvejado enquanto removia uma bandeira secessionista de um hotel na Virgínia, dias antes da campanha começar. Vingar Ellsworth tornou-se o grito de guerra da União. Os zuavos lutaram com sede de vitória desde Bull Run até Appomattox.
Shoulder, arm! The Zouaves were very fierce fighters, excellent drillmen. Guard against infantry! Guard!
Mesmo durante a guerra, a 5ª Nova York treinava constantemente para aprimorar suas habilidades.
Press! And one of the things that they practiced was McClellan's bayonet manual. Imprime, parry! And they were actually so proficient at it, at one time they even performed it for President Abraham Lincoln. Strike! Guard! And the 5th New York practiced it quite regularly. Advance! Press!
Incrível! Terei de dar a este uniforme minha aprovação.
Press!
All right, Captain. Now, am I in the right position here?
Good stance.
Feet forming a T a little bit, knees bent slightly.
Excellent.
Okay, now what's the next step?
Just thrust into the melon and take it away.
Attack.
Attack!
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Reminds me of my days back in recruit training. Minus the fancy pants, of course. I'm decked out in the uniform of the 1860s. Well, Doug, be careful what you ask for. Wait, your wish is my command. You know, did I bump my head back here? See, I did. Yeah. Whoop, whoop.